everybody. This is Trenton from Soundlink magazine here at Ground Zero in Spartanburg. This time with Convictions, a band I've been trying to get for a while now, believe it or not. So I've been trying to track you guys down. So we're here. You guys are on tour, Famous Last Words, and the funeral portrait and everything. So just introduce yourselves real quick and what y'all do and how the tour's going and all that.
I'm Mike. I do vocals in Convictions.
I'm John, and I sing and play bass in Convictions.
Awesome. So you guys are in Vogue Records and all that stuff. And right now you guys are on tour, Famous Last Words. So how's that going with the funeral portrait being in the mix as well?
It's going great. It's a good experience for us to play in front of a new type of crowd. So we're just happy to be out here just sharing our message and playing music for kids that want to hear it.
I'm having a blast because the last couple of tours we've done has been kind of on the more mellow side, so it's kind of fun to play with semi-heavier bands again.
Okay,
so it's
sweet.
Cool.
So I saw at your merch table, I actually didn't know this. You guys have 3 recordings out, but one on En Vogue and stuff. So how did that? I believe that, at least that's what I saw on the table.
There's more. Yeah.
Okay, so what was the whole process of getting with En Vogue and putting out the record and everything?
Well, before we were signed, before John and I were even in the band, Convictions had put out a full length with another singer.
Okay.
But it only lasted like a year, though. They did a full U.S. tour, so they kind of got their roots planted. Shortly after, I and John joined, and we did 2 5-song EPs, and and we got picked up after that.
So it's been like working with En Vogue. Nick's a good guy and everything. So how's he been treating you guys?
It's horrible, actually. We hate it. And, I feel like
Knew it. Got the scoop there.
I was way too professional. No, it's it's going great. We're getting ready to put together another album, and things have been going great. We're just touring like relentlessly. I think last year it was like 170, 130, 160, something like that. Yeah, we played a lot of shows throughout the year, so we're touring heavily.
A question I've been asking bands is about touring and seeing the world and stuff like that. So especially with you guys and your message and everything, I'd love to hear from your perspective because we haven't had like a band of faith, answer this question. So touring I don't know how far you guys have gone outside the USA or anything like that, but just around the country or outside the country, if you've been there, how has touring, I guess, impacted how you see the world with your worldview and everything?
That was a big question.
That's definitely a big question.
I think, my personal perspective, it's in the United States, it's a little different because there's a lot of cliques. There's definitely a very strong Christian underground hardcore scene, I'd say, but we don't really get to see too much of that yet. So it's just been a lot of mixed reactions, but we do what we do no matter what, and it's kind of take it or leave it perspective, I guess. But with overseas, that's a totally different animal. It's some countries love it, some countries hate it. Some countries like Japan don't even know anything about it. So it's.
I was just gonna say, touring over here, no matter where we go, we've been all the way over to Japan. And that's the farthest we've gone for sure.
Okay.
But we share our message no matter what or who the crowd is. But we always make sure to make it a point to let them know that, it's not about like pushing our beliefs on anybody. It's about like spreading the love that Jesus would want to share. So that's kind of the whole idea and the whole purpose behind it. And if someone doesn't agree, then cool, I'll still bro down with you. It doesn't really matter.
For sure.
It doesn't
bro
matter.
Down.
Exactly. Yep. Big Rick and Morty.
When your band such as yourselves with a message that you're connecting to people with every night, and you talk about people in Japan who don't really understand or may not even know or whatever. How does it kind of feel like it's falling on deaf ears a little bit when you're up there saying words they don't understand?
No, I think a lot of people, especially in our age group, can understand. If you're pouring your heart into something like just raw emotions, then they can take it for what it is. It is music at the end of the day. So and a big majority of our fans are not even Christians. So they see hopefully just the emotion and the passion behind it that they can get behind it. So that's honestly all that we could ask for.
Okay.
I think it's just a message of positivity too, because we don't like to spread a negative message. Who does? But even if you do, you want to, if that's your type of band, then cool. But that's not the type of band we are.
Yeah.
And I feel like people latch on to positivity more than anything.
Okay.
And people in Japan were all about that. The whole culture over there is all about respect and honor and everything. And that's kind of what we showed back to them, and they reciprocated very well. So
that's cool. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. So a thing with bands your size and a lot of other bigger bands is stuff getting stolen on the road. So what are some things that you guys have done? If it's happened to you, if it's not, what are some things you guys have done to, I guess, be proactive about from getting your stuff stolen?
Well, last year in Texas we played South by So What? and we had our van and trailer stolen, and it definitely picked up a lot of attention in the music community. It's definitely one of the worst situations you could ever really get put into as a musician, just having everything taken from you. So since then, we've been pretty, taking all the precautions. We pretty much only sleep in our van now. There's no hotels or friend's house, really. We just only sleep in that van and, guard it with our lives. It's sad, but that's kind of what you have to do. Like, it just keeps happening more and more, and it's not going to happen on our watches.
So how do you go about getting your stuff back? Or obviously you guys have gear. You're touring in the van now. So how do you go about rebuilding that? The stuff back up once you lost it and everything.
So what happened with our situation is as soon as we figured out it happened, we kind of needed to collect ourselves, obviously, because there was a lot of panic involved, and we were like, oh my gosh, what do we do?
Yeah.
So once we kind of realized, okay, this is a thing, there's nothing we can do about it, we just kind of decided, all right, well, we're just going to blast it on social media because there's the only option at that point,
Yeah.
Hopefully within the time frame that it happened, you blast on social media quick enough to the point where, other bands will look for you, or other people in the surrounding area can put out a watch. The local police helped us out a lot. They're the ones that actually found it for us.
Yeah.
And so that's the biggest thing is blasting social media. As crazy as it is, that's kind of how the world works nowadays.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true.
And that's what was our saving grace, honestly. The local police station, they found our van and trailer about 1.5 miles away from where it was stolen.
Oh, man.
It was hidden away somewhere, very obvious, surprisingly. But I don't know what we would have done if we didn't. If we wouldn't have found everything. But we ended up doing a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
And the response was way crazier than anything we could have expected. And that response helped us fix our broken van. The entire dash was completely ripped apart.
Oh, my
God. We had a couple amplifiers that we stashed in the actual van because we didn't have road cases for them at the time. So what we did was we took that money and then repaired the van, replaced the amplifiers, everything that we needed to do. The hotel we were staying at decided they weren't going to cover us for our rooms, even though the van was stolen in their parking lot.
Yeah.
So we had to pay for rooms for about a week.
Oh.
So that put us in the hole pretty far, too.
Yeah.
So the GoFundMe really helped out a lot, and I encourage any band that, if that were to ever happen to them, to invest into something like that.
Yeah.
Or just play around with the idea, because people will help you out a lot more than you think they will, and it's amazing.
Okay. All right, sweet. Well, Messenger Down has started playing, so if you don't know Messenger Down, go check him out. He's playing right now, so that's what you hear in the background. But after this tour and everything, what do you guys have coming up for the spring and the summer and all that cool stuff you can talk about?
We're getting ready to hit the road with Defiance for their farewell tour.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be a little over a month, and it's going to route to the West Coast up into Canada. So it'll be our first time in Canada.
Okay.
And then we're going to get right into the studio. We're going to be hammering out our next record. So
yeah, that tour's coming here, but we got the Sirens of Sailors side of it. But can you talk about the new record, what you guys might be doing with it or anything, or is that still kind of in the primitive phases?
Well, we're still going over conceptually what we want it to be about, but I can tell anyone it's going to be heavy and it's going to be really angry and really dark emotionally, because we've been through so much this past year as far as heartbreaks. Our band, a lot of scenarios have led us to be a little bit bitter, so we're trying to see the bright side of these dark situations. So I think that'll transcend into the next record.
Well, I have a fun question for you guys. It's a question that's sort of like a trademark here, so we're going to leave it right here. If you could hang out with, date, marry, or do anything you wanted to with Taylor Swift, if she wrote a song about you, what would that song be about, and what would it be called?
Taylor Swift?
Yeah, if you could do anything you wanted to with her, and she wrote a song about it, and you, what would it be called, and what would it be about?
I love her, so this is a problem.
Yeah, well, I love her too, so mine would be called He Stayed, because once I got her, I'd never leave her, so I'd be the guy that stayed around.
Hold her hand, take her out to dinner. Hold her hand, take her out to dinner. I don't know.
What would the song be called? He held my hand or something?
Sure.
We held hands?
Yeah, that works.
That sounds like an old Taylor Swift song when she was all innocent about that and everything, wearing a pretty dress and
that's
stuff.
That's fine by me.
What about you?
I would date her, and then I would break her heart, and then she would write.
A lot of band dudes say that about her.
Because she would write an amazing song, and then I would collect those royalties.
I don't know if that's how that works with her or anything.
No,
but,
I'll make her sign something. I don't know. I'm not that guy. No, I'm totally kidding.
It's like every band guy asks that. There's like a couple of guys who like her. Then there's another one that's like, I would date her and break her heart because I don't deal with her. Like
she's definitely dated too many pretty dudes for me to compete. So
same.
Yeah.
She might want a hardcore metalcore like Bad Boy or something. You never know.
Well, hey, hit me up. I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm training with Soundlink magazine. We're here with Convictions. Thanks for watching, everybody.
How can I be